the challenger for the title from the United States of America, Omar Sheika.
A dream at 4 years of age told Omar Sheika that he would reign supreme in the toughest of sports. A fairly meteoric rise thanks to a management team of Bill Caton and Steve Lott, the men behind a certain Mr. Tyson. Sheika was their new baby, hard-punching, tenacious and full of heart. But he has leaked defensively and some critics have dubbed him an American media creation. That could be unfair. Sheika's not had the opportunity, waiting for this chance and promising now to deliver his full potential.
Yeah, well, he knows how tough this is. He's been waiting for this fight. It's been postponed so many times, and I think the little warm-up fights he's been having in between times, his form has suffered because his mind has been on this job. So I'm sure his mind will be right on the job tonight. He knows how tough a task it is, the boxing away from home against a good, established world champion. But I'm sure he'll be up for the job.
He's been so confident this week. He's been punching holes in Calzaghe's posters, but it's all very well on paper. He's got to do it in the ring. There is Joe, waiting to leave his dressing room for what has to be a massive performance.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, the current WBO super middleweight champion of the world from South Wales, please welcome Joe Kальзаге.
Vital night in the career of Joe Kальзаге, arguably the most naturally gifted boxer to hail from these shores. Three-time ABA champion at different weights, hasn't lost any fight since he was a junior, 28 unbeaten professional triumphs, and now the 6th defence of his WBO crown. Ranked #1 in the world super middleweights, but enduring 24 months of agony, lackluster displays, broken promises, hand and elbow problems, excuses and depression. Calzaghe now needs to make a statement if he is to crack the American market and become the superstar he's boasted about.
Yeah, and I think one of the problems for Joe Kальзаге, the opposition, he hasn't really been faced with a challenger whose style suits him and who can make him look at his best. But this guy Sheika, he's aggressive, he fancies the job. You can look at the way he's shouting across the ring at Calzaghe. He really fancies this tonight, and I think that's what's going to give Calzaghe a chance to shine. I think this fight might go down to who has the better chin, and in my opinion, the better chin belongs to Joe Kальзаге.
Look at the hype, the two of them shouting at each other there. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Sheika younger by 5 years, Calzaghe with the reach advantage. He was bang on 12 stone, tight at the weight, Joe, and should have the skills to deal with Sheika, who'll be relying on his power. Sheika only debuted 3 years ago. Calzaghe with more experience, more rounds blocked, and look at that knockout percentage, 82 to 61. Both men can hit. Well, the old 6-1 odds for Calzaghe. Sheika outside at 7-2. Wow, that might be worth the bet by some Americans. A lot of money has gone on Sheika this week from them. Draw at 40-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, our officials appointed for this contest by the World Boxing Organization, President Francesco Valcasella, the supervisor and steward at ringside, the chairman of the British Boxing Board of Control, Lord Brooks of Tremorpa, timekeeper this evening, Mr. Ray Rice from Surrey, and our judges at ringside scoring the contest, Mr. Victor Solomon from Yucatan in Mexico, Mr. John Stewart from New Jersey in the United States, and Mr. Mickey Van from Leeds here in England. And our referee in charge of the contest this evening from Chicago in the USA, in charge tonight of his 52nd world title contest, Mr. Gino Rodriguez. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, live and exclusive on Sky Sports from the Wembley Conference Centre here in London, it's big fight time. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Warren proudly presents World Championship Boxing and a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the world between and introducing the boxers fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with white, coming from Patterson, holds a 21-fight professional record, 20 wins, 13 wins coming by way of knockout with just one loss. He's a former USA amateur champion and ranked number 3 by the WBO. Please welcome the challenger for the title from America, Omar Sheika. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with red, coming from Newbridge in South Wales. He holds a perfect professional record, 28 wins from 28 contests, 23 wins coming by way of the big KO. He comes to the ring, the former 3 times ABA champion, the former undefeated British super middleweight champion, and the current WBO super middleweight champion of the world, making the 6th defence of his title tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Wales, Joe Calzaghe. The referee, Mr. Gino Rodriguez, will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay, gentlemen, see that you rule. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Now shake gloves and let's get to it.
How fired up are they? They couldn't wait to get at each other during the introductions. I don't remember seeing that in a long time. Sheika didn't look Calzaghe in the eyes at the head-to-head. An intriguing, compelling and exciting battle predicted here between 2 live, dangerous boxers. They've whipped themselves into the best shape of their lives for this. It's for the world title, but it means more. Calzaghe has not reached the dizzy heights since dismantling Chris Eubank in '97 and badly needs a devastating knockout here. Father trainer Enzo says it's not for boxing, the critics or the family, but for Joe a personal crusade. Bitter words exchanged between the two of them all week. Sheika has waited 3 times this fight has been postponed. He must now prove that he is not just a hyped-up creation. Both in black trunks, confusing for you, but Calzaghe, the southpaw, the taller man with the red waistband with his name on.
Well, we all want to see a devastating victory for Joe Calzaghe, but we're not in too much of a hurry. We want him to take his time, don't do anything silly, don't play to the crowd. We want to see the knockout, but we want to see a good performance first and nothing silly. Make good use of the southpaw jab, confuse this guy for a couple of rounds.
He's already working on that left hook. That was what decked Eubank in the very first round. Getting back to his jab, he looks composed and steady, Calzaghe, and working effectively at the minute. Sheika's got to get to him.
He's got to make use of the advantage of being a good southpaw, good technical skilled southpaw. So nothing silly, just keep getting outside Sheika's jab for a round or so, just confuse him and start to frustrate him, then come in with the powerful stuff.
Slightly slower start than normal for Calzaghe, who pounced on David Starry before having to go 12 rounds in his last performance. A negative, disappointing display on the Mike Tyson, Julius Francis undercard. Working that left side of his strength. The left hook, slight mark underneath his left eye, Calzaghe. Sheika trying to get in close with the right hand. Good left, straight jab from Calzaghe. Sheika showed a good chin up to now, but Calzaghe may have that extra power.
This is the best I've seen Calzaghe in a long time. The most aggressive. I felt Sheika's style would suit him, and that's how it's shaping up, although it's early days at the moment.
Calzaghe knew that Sheika would come to fight. He would not have to go looking for him like he did Rick Thornberry and David Starry in his last couple.
Well, Sheika come in confident, but maybe there's been a little dent in that confidence with a couple of straight lefts Calzaghe's landed.
Good skills, good start from Calzaghe. Definitely his round. 29th fight for Joe Calzaghe, 6th defence of his WBO title, the perfect start.
Yeah, that was an excellent start. The attitude was the way we wanted it to be. Aggressive but controlled, sensible.
10 seconds.
Two lovely left hands straight through Sheika's gap. Bang on target. Sheika took them well, but two good punches.
Here's the second, the 12-stone World Championship belt up for grabs. Joe Calzaghe, the southpaw from Newbridge in Wales, at 28, desperately trying to get his career up and rolling again against the American from Paterson, New Jersey, Omar Sheika, who's had all the treatment that Mike Tyson had early on in his career with backers Bill Caton and Steve Locke. He was trained by Kevin Rooney. He's had Emmanuel Stewart in his corner. They can't be with him tonight. Will he need them anyway?
Sheika was complaining to the referee there in the Calzaghe holding, hitting, but it's always a good sign when your opponent looks to the referee this early in the fight. Little psychological edge.
Sheika's had an air of confidence about him all week, and he seems to me a little phased already in there. He's tried to come back with rights of his own, but Calzaghe has the more impressive shots, the accurate work. He has been wobbled before, Sheika. He's been in Britain. Paul Wesley, the one-time challenger, now journeyman fighter from Birmingham, really hurt him with the right hand. And he had early trouble getting through against Tox Owo, one of our leading super middleweights as well. Beaten only once, Sheika, by Tony Booth in what his camp called a robbery on points. He's having difficulty dealing with the variety of Calzaghe here. Beautiful boxing.
It's also the sharpness of Calzaghe. This is as sharp as I've seen him. He's making full use of the southpaw stance. Sheika cannot work it out.
Frank Warren read the riot act to Calzaghe after his last couple of performances, said he must get away from his hometown in Newbridge. He did that to train in Cheshunt, where he sparred with, among others, Tox Owo. And he said, no excuses this time. Was that round the back of the head? Yes, says referee Gennaro Rodriguez.
But it was Sheika's fault, and I think the referee's telling him that he contributed to that by turning away. Sheika is all disjointed. He can't get any moves working here. He's trying wild swings. He just can't work out Calzaghe's southpaw stance, and the sharpness has given him real problems.
He's trying to work Calzaghe's body, but he's not getting near enough. And he looks a worried man, the American, at the minute. He's trying to open Calzaghe up into a bit of trench warfare, but the Welsh fighter's not falling for that.
Well, I think he realises single shots are not working. He's trying to put punches in 3s and 4s, but he's taking so many chances in doing that.
Well, this is the Joe Calzaghe we were all waiting to see. Welcome back to Wembley. Already the calm corner on the left of Joe Calzaghe, the rather more worried on the right. As you can see there, 51% success for Calzaghe already. Half the punches thrown landed.
Yeah, but then suddenly Sheika is just finding out how good Joe Calzaghe is, and he doesn't really have a plan, doesn't know how to work out his southpaw jab.
Third round, the one that Calzaghe opened up and stopped Branko Chabot back in Cardiff when he was ruling the world and possibly about to become the next big name. A couple of proposed American debuts didn't work out, and after having a close fight with Robin Reed, he's had some poor displays. This is better, much better. Sharp, accurate, and controlled.
Sheika must realise he can't allow Calzaghe to dictate the pace, so he's going to have to take the bull by the horns here, raise the pace, try to take the initiative a little bit more. The couple of little left hands he's taken, I think maybe just putting a little bit of doubt in his mind.
And the straight jabs working for Calzaghe as well. He's trained 10 weeks for this. He was really nervous at the weigh-in yesterday, which probably is a good sign. I haven't seen him like that in a while.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to be. Probably the biggest fight of your life, if you like. I mean, he's running out of chances to impress the Americans, but fighting like this will impress them.
Sheika's trying to stand and brawl. Is that a good idea? Not with the accuracy of Calzaghe tonight.
Well, the thing is, it's not working boxing at long range, so he has to try to draw Calzaghe into a fight. So, okay, maybe it's not working either, but he has to try something else. He can't stand off and try to outbox Calzaghe. Calzaghe's too sharp for him tonight.
He can hit Sheika. 13 of his 20 victims inside the distance. He blew away a chap called Bert Bogos in only 31 seconds. I saw that on tape and it was very, very fast and hard. But Calzaghe has always had a good chin. He's at the best that Robin Reed could offer, and as Nigel Benn was saying in the studio, the best that Chris Eubank could, and we know what a fighter Eubank was.
Yeah, well, as I said in the build-up, I thought maybe the one with the better chin, that would decide this. I still feel that, and I still feel that's Joe Calzaghe.
Never been stopped, Sheika, but will he just be worn down by the continual persistence of Calzaghe? His very fast hands. Natural strength. Burned down to make the weight in so many recent performances. Talk of him going up to light heavy at 12-7. Calzaghe take a pound and a half off yesterday before the weigh-in. He's physically stronger. What's Sheika got to do? Just try and get to him and break his rhythm.
Yep, that's exactly what it has to do. Calzaghe's been controlling the pace, controlling the action. So Sheika has to change that, has to take the initiative a little bit more, has to try to back him up, but that's not easy.
Calzaghe and Sheika have waited for this chance for nearly a year, and it's some fight.
This is every bit as good as we hoped it would be. Definitely the best showing of Calzaghe, probably since the Eubank night. But I'm just worried. I hope he keeps this pace going and doesn't start worrying about the 12 rounds and dropping the pace. He must maintain this pace.
Occasionally the criticism with Calzaghe is that he gets bored if he can't get rid of his man. That seemed to be what happened against David Starry, who himself gave such a negative display. Calzaghe knows he's got to impress. He's trying that left hook again. That he had success with in the first round. Sheika complaining that he's being hit around the back of the head.
Well, second complaint we've had for him. All good news for Joe Calzaghe.
And a right gets through. Sheika's leaky defence. He struggled in his last fight with Glencoff Johnson, who, to be fair, did give Sven Ocker, the IBF champion, a bit of a run for his money. Proved Sheika's stamina, but maybe not his class. Is this just a level too far for the American? As they get closer together, it reminds me of the times Calzaghe doesn't like that against the Starries and the Thornberrys. He enjoys his space and movement.
He is a good boxer, a good technical boxer, so he does like room to work. But I'm just worried in case he was blowing heavily at the end of the previous round. I don't want him to start thinking this fight could go 12 rounds, have to conserve energy and start dropping the pace and letting this fellow back into the fight. He has to maintain this pace.
Occasionally too, he's been his worst enemy. Calzaghe saying that he would knock out Rick Thornberry and destroy David Starry. He did neither. He said he will knock out Omar Sheika. It's pressure to put on oneself. Sheika just taking a deep breath there, feeling the weight of some of these shots. And Calzaghe's speed, when he has the room, is devastating.
I just think he's naturally stronger than Sheika. Certainly has a better chin.
A little bit of red just around the left eye of Omar Sheika. He just looks a bit puffy and confused with the style. Enzo Calzaghe, Joe's father, and Ernie Fossey in the corner saying, use the uppercut.
He's been working well up close with the left hand. He's kind of holding with the right, maybe slightly fouling, but it's working well for him. His left hand up close is working exceptionally well. There it goes again.
And Sheika starting to look a little bit unsteady on his legs. Throwing the hooks that are his great shots, but not to any effect at the minute. We knew he's come to fight, and he is doing that. But he is not in Calzaghe's league, certainly not over the first four. Well, let's see how Richie Woodall, the former WBC super middleweight title holder, is seeing things. He's with Ed Robinson.
Joe seems very dominant so far. How are you reading it, Richie?
Yeah, I think he took every round up to now. I'm very impressed. He laid his authority down straight away, which was obviously very important in the fight. And Sheika, he has surprised me. He's just looking for he's not getting behind his boxing. He's just looking for the big punch all the time. And he's finding Calzaghe just too awkward to get at.
There's still quite a long way to go in the fight.
Oh, of course, there's 12 rounds in the fight, and I still believe this could go all the way, or a late stoppage for Calzaghe. But Calzaghe at the moment is definitely dominating it.
Thank you.
Well, they're just working on a cut in the corner of Omar Sheika, just above the left eye. The referee is taking a close look. Gennaro Rodriguez, the doctor's in there. The cutman is Joe Souza in Sheika's corner. Just looks like it's underneath the eyebrow, on top of the eyelid. The scorecards just being collated. Calzaghe so far, it's been a punch-perfect performance, and Sheika has looked dazed and confused. The American who charges in again, 23-year-old, having waited for his big opportunity. He's really going for it now, trying to pin Calzaghe in the corner, but Calzaghe wobbles it with a left hand. Sheika comes back. Tremendous action here at Wembley. This may be a last throw of the dice from Omar Sheika.
And it's good to see Calzaghe blazing back with him, not trying to hold, not trying to outbox, get away from it, standing his ground and trading. That's the real Joe Calzaghe we're seeing tonight.
A brilliant blend of styles. The aggressive orthodox puncher and the slick southpaw mover, who's just been too accurate and too composed. Can Sheika break the space down? There's a problem with this right cheek as well. He's just dabbing. He's complaining about a head clash, Omar Sheika. He's got cuts on both sides of his face. He dabs at the right. It's do or die for him now in there. Trying to draw Calzaghe in.
Left eye looks like it's worsened a little bit, Adam. Bleeding again.
Yes. His face is becoming a bloody mess as Calzaghe rakes out those fast right jabs and following left hands. Well, we wanted a good display from Joe Calzaghe, and this is what it is. Credit where credit's due, and what a brawl in the fifth. Both going for it. Tremendous spirit from Sheika, but a left wobbles in. I don't think the referee's going to see two more of this. Calzaghe really going for broke. And it's been stopped. It's over. What a win for Joe Calzaghe. A brilliant performance, and father and son elated on the canvas. His 29th win. Joe Calzaghe is back. And how pleased personally will he be from that? Look at his face, look at his reaction. 24 months of hell, all gone.
Well, for Joe's own peace of mind, he needed a performance like that, and we started to wonder, did he have that kind of performance in him to come out? Well, he proved that tonight. Full credit to Sheika for his contribution to let us see just how good Joe Calzaghe is. Wonderful performance, without doubt the best of his career.
Well, that really is something, after he destroyed Chris Eubank really back in '97, and he needed it so badly, Joe. Whoa, he says, a relief. And rather like Nassim Hamad, who went through bad times and produced that Bungu win, Calzaghe did this. Early in the round he was shaken.
Yeah, so look at the way Sheika has gone at it here. He knows he's cut, he's been outboxed, nothing going his way. He had to turn the tide, and he gave it everything he had in that round. full credit to Calzaghe. He didn't back off, he didn't hold, he didn't try to weather the storm. He stood his ground and blazed back with better punches than the ones that were coming his way, and just punched the resistance right out of Sheika.
You can hear the crowd in the background cheering for Calzaghe. They were booing him back in Manchester, but they've got reason to smile tonight.
The quality punches at this stage in the fight were coming from Calzaghe. The solid shots, the properly delivered punches. Sheika by now was swinging wildly, lost his composure, really lost all method in what he was doing. He was just being picked apart at the end up. The referee picked the perfect time just to call off. He was being picked apart. Okay, maybe he could have seen the round out, but look at the state of his face. He had given everything he had.
A brave, valiant effort from Omar Sheika, but just underlying Joe Calzaghe as the world's leading super middleweight. Can he now go on to conquer America? Look at that expression. Down on his knees, father trainer Enzo been with him from the beginning. Now he's up on Enzo's shoulders, playing to the crowd. Wow, no sign of injuries. Punch, perfect. And look at Frank Warren. He must be happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 8 seconds of round 5, the referee stops the contest. Omar Sheika, having sustained a very badly damaged left eye, the winner and still WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Joe Calzaghe. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like to show your appreciation for a very disappointed opponent, a very tough opponent indeed, Omar Sheika. And the supervisor and steward in charge, the chairman of the British Boxing Board of Control, Lord Brooks of Tremorfa, will now present the championship belt to the super middleweight champion of the world, Joe Calzaghe.
Yes, they loved it at Wembley. He told us he was back in love with his job, and he looked like a man who was tonight. And now he has his say. He's with Adam.
The top super middleweight in the world, so says former brilliant Nigel Benn up there. That's some credit to you.
Yeah, no, well, cheers, Nigel. That's a fantastic credit come from a great fight like Nigel Benn, you know. It's like Nigel Benn, Chris Eubanks, they're the fighters that inspired me as I was coming up when I was 18, 19. And I thought one day I want to fight them guys. I was lucky enough, I miss them, so.
Well, you beat Chris Eubank well back in 97, but surely this was your finest hour since then.
Yeah, I think so, basically, because I've been riddled with injuries for the last 2 years, and the press, a lot of people are writing me off, just saying that I was the one fight wonder against Eubanks, and I haven't lived up to that sort of standard since. But considering the injuries I've had, and I think people are going to realise now that I haven't been lying, because I performed, I think, one of the best I've performed for a long, long time. And against Omar Sheika, who's probably the best American fighter out there. So I destroyed one of the best fighters in the world.
He came to fight, he was brave and valiant, but he just couldn't deal with your hand speed and skills.
Yeah, I think the cut that I saved him, I think, was well on top. And he was going all out in the fifth round to try and knock me out, obviously, because he was badly cut. I was prepared for that, and I was countering him. So, you know, styles make fights. The last fight of mine against David Starr, he obviously was disappointing. But tonight, this guy come to fight, strong, excellent fighter, and basically, I took him out.
The reaction with your dad at the end there, it was jubilation. You're really, really pleased, aren't you? You needed that.
It's probably the most happiest I've been, basically, because I've been through a hell of a lot, through injuries and frustration. All right, Omar Sheika, I've been frightened to boxing for the last 3 times, but I just proved tonight that he was just on the state of execution.
Frank, you've stood by him. You've had your criticisms of Joe before. You wanted him to perform. He did just that for you.
He certainly did. He did everything that was asked of him. It was a tremendous performance. And I know he's always had that in him, inside him to do that. And as Joe said, he's had injuries over the past few fights. And this time he was injury-free. And he went out and done the business and done it in great style. It's back to basics for preparation for this last fight. But it's paid off. And it was a tremendous performance.
And now get him on in America.
Absolutely. And he's going to be a busy lad now. He's going to fight again probably the end of October, early November. We're going to keep him busy.
Joe, final word.
Yeah, I'd just like to dedicate this fight to a young man who was from a boxing gym, and he tragically died 2 weeks ago. His name's Gareth Maddox, so that was for him. He's upstairs watching, so that was for him.
Thank you very much, Joe, for your honour.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the featured bout of the evening. Prepare to welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the challenger from Telford, England, introducing Richie Woodall.
The highly respected Richie Woodall, who's been